Hello again and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're looking at a camera from the 1980s, the time when everybody was shooting film, and this is the Olympus O Product, introduced in 1988, and this is obviously manufactured by Olympus Cameras, and it's basically a redesign of the whole concept of a camera and how a camera should look. Designed by a quite famous Japanese industrial designer, and I'm going to butcher his name, Daioki Sakai. The guy still working today runs a design studio in Tokyo called Waters Design. Yeah, I'll put a link to his website down below if you want to check him out. He dropped out of art college when he was 19 and set up a t-shirt printing business, and apparently made an awful lot of money selling t-shirts with Japanese tattoo designs on them. He's another one of those entrepreneurs that seems to have benefited from dropping out of college. But anyway, he's probably the only other thing that we know him for in the West is a couple of cars, the Nissan S-Cargo, the sort of van snail sort of looking thing, and the Nissan Figaro. That was one of his designs as well. So he's up there with them. But this is the first of his cameras. He did another one called the Olympus Ek Crew, which is another limited edition camera. Although to me all film cameras are really a limited edition because they're not made anymore. But they only made 20,000 of these. Originally it was 10,000 for Japan and 10,000 for the rest of the world. I think that kind of changed because they ended up selling 16,000 in Japan before they'd even started production. And I think in the rest of the world we only got 4,000 because he's not really known outside of Japan. It's a 35mm camera. The flash is detachable. It attaches via this little cable on the side, and you can unscrew it. Here there's a tripod socket, so you can detach the flash. It's actually made out of aluminium. It feels quite cool to hold. Not cool in the sense of, I don't know, trendy, but it's quite cold. It's metal. It's aluminium, or aluminum if you're across the pond. And yeah, lug straps on the sides. And on the front here we've got this sort of, you can see where the name O Product comes from. Mine's a pretty beat up example because I didn't pay the sort of prices that these people are demanding for these on eBay. If you go on eBay looking for these, you'll find a lot of them between £300 and £500, which is, yeah, you've got to be a dedicated fan to pay that sort of money for such a fairly basic camera. So looking a bit like a bank vault, this is the sort of on-off, and there's the lens. So it protects your lens, which is quite handy. It's quite small and it is quite light. We'll see the reason why in a minute. This is a shutter button. I don't think the flash is on. No, it is. Exposure is automatic. It uses DX coding only, and it only takes ISO 50, 200, 400 and 800 films. It doesn't read any other ISO ratings other than that. It's autofocus. That's what all these little bits up here are for, plus a viewfinder. On the side you've seen where the flash attaches. The flash unfortunately is plastic, which is a bit of a shame, and it kind of makes it feel quite a lot cheaper than it actually is. On the back you've got your viewfinder window, and that's about it. And then you can see it says aluminium body, AD 1988, Tokyo, Japan. And then at the very bottom, if I zoom you in, oops, go that way, you can see it has a serial number out of 20,000 that were made. This is 15,000 odd. Simple screws. Obviously this one's very beat up. On this side you've got a release door for the back, and on the bottom you've got a tripod bush, and to sort this focus out you've got a battery compartment, and it just runs on 2 AAA batteries. The flash also takes 2 AAA batteries as well, and the flash is automatic. If it needs it, it will fire it. Interesting, it's got a ready light on the top, but it works the opposite to most of them. When it's red it shows that it's charging. When it's gone off it shows that it is charged. So if I press the shutter button now, you'll see that the flash goes off and then the red light comes on while it's charging, just to be different, I suppose. This flash seems not to be fitting very well. On the top here we have a self-timer button, so if you push the self-timer button, which you can do like so, and then if you press the shutter release, oh, I think you've got to do the two together actually, if I remember right. There you go, you get this, I'll keep the flash out of the picture because it is going off. So you've got this red light that tells you that you're using the self-timer. That's how we did selfies in the old days, and there you go, it takes a picture. Shutter button's really nice to use actually, it is really nice to use. On the top we also have a frame counter, and there is a little button that you can press with a pen to rewind the film while you're partially through it if you don't want to take the whole exposures. Flash, like I say, is really plasticky and quite nasty to be honest, but this is where the batteries go. There's two AA batteries in there. Point and shoot, no real manual controls, nothing to really interest an experienced photographer, but for the everyday sort of snapper, interesting idea. Oh, there is film in it. So I probably can't unload it now because it's stuck in there and it doesn't want to go back the other way, but you'll get the general idea. Plastic interior, that's the giveaway. This camera's internals are based on a very basic point and shoot. It only has shutter speeds between a 45th of a second and a 400th of a second, and the lenses are very slow, f3.5 to f9, I think it might be 9.1. So yeah, nothing to write home about in the specifications. It's got the usual film loading, you just drag the leader across and wrap it round, and when you close the back it will wind on automatically, and it rewinds the film at the end of the roll, or if you push the button at the top. A couple of LEDs in there, green one says OK to take a picture, and the yellow one, or sort of orangey one, means it's not OK to take a picture. So yeah, the internals are from a very cheap camera. I think it was called the AF10. I think that was the name of the camera initially. But yeah, it's quite nice to use. It gathers a lot of interest. People see it and they have never seen anything like it before. It doesn't look like the normal black sort of cameras that you see, the compacts. You'll see them in every charity shop or thrift store in the States. And then you can see at the bottom it's got this inscription, which is a bit sort of arty-farty to me, but let's zoom you in. It says a new concept in product design, Olympus O Product, functional imperatives mixed to artistic form, a camera shaped with simple lines, elegant contours. Well, I don't think a box is particularly elegant, but there you go. This is going to just wind on a couple of frames now. There you go. Simple to load, very simple to unload, simple to use. Probably quite a nice thing just to sort of grab and go out and shoot some photographs with. But like I say, for people who've got no interest in photography, it's all about the design. It is a bit of a design classic. Like I say, they're fetching silly money on places like eBay and probably on Craigslist. There's a lot of people out there asking a lot of money for them. It came in a box with some instructions and a little case and everything. I only got the camera and the flash, and I didn't pay anywhere near £500 for it because of the condition. But yeah, it's an interesting idea. And yeah, that is the Olympus O product. Questions, comments, queries, etc. down below. Short video today because there's not an awful lot to explain about it really. It's just all about the looks. It's form over function, if you like. But yeah, one of the sort of great successes of Olympus, obviously selling out 3/4 of what you plan to make before you even start making it, is commercially quite a sensible idea, and a lot of firms do this. You know, they get a designer on board and launch something, and yeah, just hopefully adds premium to the brand. But yeah, 1988 Olympus O product, interesting, quite distinctive. I like this part, it's aluminium and it feels quite nice. I'm not too keen on the flash, although it looks like the old style that the press photographers used to have, like Ouija, etc., with the bulbs in them, although this is electronic. But yeah, like I say, comments, questions, queries, etc. down below. Thank you very much. A like and a subscription is always appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.